From WXII 12 News, this is breaking news.
After consulting with our top government health professionals, I have decided to take several strong but necessary actions to protect the health and well-being of all Americans.
Good Wednesday night. In just the last few minutes, the president has addressed the nation on coronavirus and announced a travel ban from Europe. The NBA has suspended its season after a player on the Utah Jazz tested positive, and Tom Hanks and his wife confirm they too have tested positive for coronavirus.
And all of this happening on the same day the NCAA announced that no fans are going to be allowed at March Madness games. And the ACC tournament is doing the same thing starting tomorrow. Breaking tonight also in North Carolina, state health officials are reporting an 8th case of the coronavirus. They say that other person is in Wake County. This case is related to a traveler from Indiana who visited Biogen in Raleigh last week.
Wake County Public Health Division is going to be working to identify close contacts with that person. This brings the total number of infections in Wake County to 7. There was also a case in Chatham County, North Carolina. The CDC still needs to confirm these presumptive positive results. And we want to go back to Wake County. Now, Durham County leaders say a person who is currently out of state has tested positive for COVID-19. They did not say what state that person is in, but that person will remain there, wherever that other state is. They'll be in isolation until they are healthy once again.
And we mentioned it earlier, that unprecedented move by the NCAA and the ACC tonight over concerns about the coronavirus and how it may spread.
Yeah, fans will not be allowed at upcoming basketball games. It's going to be reserved for special folks who are necessary to making these games and tournaments go on. Brandon Bates live in Greensboro tonight, where some of these games are going to be played later this week and next week as well for the NCAA. Brandon.
Yeah, well, we know that fans won't be allowed at the NCAA tournament starting next week, and now it's the same thing for the ACC tournament starting tomorrow. And come tomorrow, this will look much different and here a lot less people. Fans packed the stands Wednesday night for the second night of the men's ACC tournament in Greensboro. But starting Thursday, amid coronavirus concerns, no fans will be allowed in. That policy remains for the following week for the NCAA tournament also.
I was bummed. It's going to be hard for the players to play without fans.
The president of the NCAA said only essential staff and limited family will be allowed in for the NCAA tournament. The same goes for the ACC tournament, which ends on Saturday.
Well, I think everybody knew what they signed up for.
The move not only impacting fans, but businesses as well.
Now we won't be shipping that product into venues.
Lindsay Morris works for a sports clothing company, sells merchandise during the games.
Not letting fans into the NCAA tournament, that could also affect our sales or how much we ship in.
And across the street, Stamey's Barbecue was looking forward to the increase in sales. When we talked to them earlier this week, they're now back to business as normal.
You just got to move on from it and keep doing what we do.
And as for those people standing shoulder to shoulder watching basketball while they can, many I talked to said they weren't concerned.
I'm not going in tonight worrying I'm going to catch the virus.
And again, the ACC and NCAA tournaments will not allow fans in starting tomorrow. Guaranteed to be the quietest March Madness you have ever seen on TV, of course. Reporting live in Greensboro, Brandon Bates, WXII 12 News.
Brandon, thank you. Several events in the Piedmont Triad are either being canceled or postponed because of this outbreak as well. You can find the growing list of those events on our website, WXII12.com.
Well, more and more colleges and universities are moving to remote online classes in an effort to keep coronavirus away from campus. This includes Wake Forest, Elon, Duke, Salem Academy and College, and the UNC system schools. UNC Greensboro, UNC School of the Arts, North Carolina A&T State University, and Winston-Salem State University are all part of that UNC system.
Meanwhile, school districts all around the Piedmont Triad are making big changes because of the new coronavirus. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools is canceling all field trips and travel plans until further notice. Athletic events and group competitions for now will still go on as scheduled. Meanwhile, in Guilford County, school leaders there are preparing for all possible scenarios when it comes to COVID-19.
That's right. Landinier explains what they're doing now and the plans they have moving forward.
Guilford County school officials outlined a 4-phase plan today amid coronavirus concerns. They say right now they're in phase 1. in a morning news conference.
Thank you all for joining us this morning.
Guilford County Schools' Dr. Wanda LeGrand and Dr. Tony Watlington shared how the district is responding to concerns about COVID-19.
Our plan is a 4-phase strategy that considers multiple scenarios.
The district entered Phase 1 when the first case was identified in North Carolina.
Phase 2 will be enacted if and when there is a confirmed case in Guilford County. Phase 3 will begin if there is a confirmed case at one of our schools. And Phase 4 takes place if there are multiple schools or buildings within Guilford County Schools that have a confirmed case of COVID-19.
We're told district officials talk each morning, well aware the COVID-19 situation is ongoing and developing by the hour.
I think that's one of the reasons that we wanted to have a really good plan and to get that plan communicated well in advance to parents so that they could make those contingency plans for their children.
Areas within the schools that are considered high touch points for students are receiving extra cleaning. That includes locker rooms, media centers, even individual art supplies. School officials say they don't have an exact dollar amount for how much they've spent so far in Phase 1, but do say that these extra purchases have all been within already allocated budgets. In Greensboro, Leanne Denyer, WXII 12 News.
And new tonight, Salem Academy and College in Winston-Salem is discouraging students and staff from traveling during spring break because of the COVID-19 situation. It's also asking people to self-quarantine if they've been to a country hit hard by COVID-19. Salem Academy also urges students to keep learning materials with them in case the school switches to a remote learning model. To help stop the spread of respiratory illnesses, including COVID-19, nearly every hospital in our area is limiting visitors. Novant, Cone Health, and Wake Forest Baptist Health are all asking people who are not immediate family members to stay home, even if they aren't sick.
Millions of dollars are coming to North Carolina to help with the response to all of this. The CDC is sending nearly $14 million to North Carolina and our local governments. This will help the state develop the tools and strategies necessary to prevent the virus from spreading. To recap, there are now 8 confirmed cases of coronavirus in the state of North Carolina. The Governor Roy Cooper and state health leaders issued new guidelines in an effort to keep people as safe and healthy as possible. They recommend folks who are 65 and up and people with underlying health issues to avoid large gatherings and large events. They're also asking staff at nursing homes and assisted living centers to restrict visitors and clean more frequently than they currently are.
And looking ahead tomorrow, an infectious disease expert will give an update on recent COVID-19 cases in our state. Dr. Christopher Ohl is with Wake Forest Baptist Health. You can watch his update on WXII 12 at 10:30 tomorrow morning. We're also going to stream that live on WXII 12 News and on our Facebook page. And for more information on how the Piedmont Triad and North Carolina is responding to this virus, at the WXII12.com or our News mobile app.
A medical examiner has confirmed remains found last week in Tennessee are, in fact, those of 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell, who was last seen the day after Christmas. On any different day, this might have led our newscast. Search crews there and here in North Carolina have been following leads since she was reported missing late last month. Her mother, 18-year-old Megan Boswell, is charged with filing a false police report in connection with her disappearance. Her mother and her mother's boyfriend are also charged in this case. Deputies arrested Angela Boswell and William McLeod a couple of weeks ago in Wilkes County, North Carolina.